Well, hello everyone. My name is Ian, and this is the Econobox Garage. Thanks for joining me. So in this episode, I'm going to change things up a little bit. It'll still be on our Bugeye, but the plan is to do a review of what's been done in 2021, and also to give you an idea of the plans for 2022. So I'm glad you could join me. I hope you enjoy this week's video. Thought I'd start out with some photos that the original owner sent me prior to my acquiring the car, and how I had it loaded up on an 8-foot by 6-foot utility trailer to bring it home. Got it into the garage and tinkered with it for a couple of years, and then for most of 2020 it sat in the backyard under a tarp before I got back in the garage and back to work on it in earnest. Got it up on the rotisserie and started work on the underside of the car, repairing the floors on the driver's side there, across the back of the boot, and also on the passenger side. Once that was all done, put seam sealer on, and after the seam sealer I got a coat of POR 15 on the entire floor there except at the back, where I was doing some more body work with patch panels, including one across the back of the license plate recess there. Once that was done, completed the POR 15 on the underside of the car, along with some sound deadener undercoat product there. Once that was done, I got to work on the outside bodywork and was able to get a coat of primer on the car before it got too cold. During the time I also put new bearings in the hubs for the rear, got the new brakes set up for the rear axle as well, and got the rear axle all put together with all the new hardware. The most recent project, of course, has been the seats. Stripped the upholstery off, repaired the seat pans as needed. There's a couple of patch panels that needed to go in, both seat pans, and there's the finished item. Test fit them in the car and they worked well, and even threw some cushions in to see what the end result might look like. So what's next for 2022 for the Bugeye project? So over the winter I'll be getting to work on a lot of cleaning. I think first up will probably be the steering rack, and I got the steering column, drive shaft. I'll have to check out the U-joints to make sure that they're okay. I have the ducts for the demisters. Those will get cleaned up, and there's the demister things themselves. So that's part of it. Also coming up in 2022, I'm going to do a couple of book reviews on some of the Bugeye books that I have in my library here. I do have a lot of the materials I need to finish the car off. I have a refurbished steering wheel. I've got a couple of gear shift knobs to choose from. There's the nice wood one. I believe that this is the original one, and this is the one that was actually on the car when I got it. I was also fortunate to find a brand new bonnet emblem for the car as well, so I'm really happy with that. And I have a couple of horn pushes to choose from as well. I have all my brake lines, some of which need to be bent, of course. And I will be putting some of those on the car over the winter, and I'll be putting in some of the wiring harness at least. This is the harness that goes to the back of the car for the lights on either side here and here. And then if you recall in an earlier video I mentioned I had AutoSparks put in a wire for the electric fuel pump. So that's in that part, that's that wire there. So those will go in, the fuel line will go in underneath the car, along with the brake line to the back. So these are the bits and pieces I have for the heating system on the Bugeye. These panels here, this piece, the motor, and the heater core came with the car, and I did pick up some time ago a complete heater box assembly that I haven't taken apart yet. So between all of these bits I should be able to put together a really nice setup. One thing I am a little concerned about is that the case for the heater blower motor is actually cracked in a few places, but I have seen that AH Spares has a replacement for that, and it looks like it might have had some kind of repair with some tape on here in the past. I haven't taken that off, obviously. I'll have to see how that goes. So there's all the bits and pieces I have for the heating system. Now this is the radiator that came in the car, and over the winter I'll send this off to get pressure checked and see if it's reusable. It appears to be in fairly good shape. So here's the engine side of the radiator. It appears to be in solid shape. So when I send the radiator in to get checked, I'll also send in the 2 heater cores that I have. I'll use the best of the 2 heater cores, and hopefully this radiator, once it's checked out and cleaned, will be good to go. Well, that's a wrap for this video and for 2021. As I'm recording this, it's just before Christmas, and I'll be taking a break for 2 or 3 weeks before the next video comes out. I would like to say a big thank you to all those that have left comments, that have subscribed, that have liked the videos. I really appreciate your encouragement and your participation in this project. My name is Ian. This is the Econobox Garage. We'll see you next time.